Well, welcome. I will now read you what I am calling the Prayer of Polemics. I wrote this for some rather unsavory people who are incapable, or for the most part incapable of good faith discussion. I've been complimented on it by someone who said, yes, this is so just pure poetry. Of course, he seems to be quite the atheist. Worry not. I will put together one as a prayer to Darwin. Prayer to Darwin and Hawking. Worry not. We will get there. But for now, let us read this. I could do Jonah Barnes' voice, but I'm going to try to do it like a Bible Belt preacher, because Jonah Barnes can do the Jonah Barnes voice. So now that I've done an intro for long about a minute and a half, let's get into it. Oh goddess of Nikke, oh goddess Nikke, make my dunks great, that I may shame my opponents into leaving the hell to which they are certainly destined. Please do this thing to save them, and certainly not because it makes me feel smarter or more faithful or more holy than them. Surely I swear that I do this for Jesus, who said to love thy neighbor as thyself, and even my enemies. And it is because I do this for Jesus that I refuse to heed the smallest part of what the heretics say, because I know that because they are wrong, I shouldn't listen to them if they mock me, or even if they try to reason with me, because their words are foul heresy, and I should not learn from their teachings to speak unto men according to their understanding, because Paul was just being poetic, and you, O Nikke, will lead me to victory for Jesus. Make my mockery effective and my ad hominem obfuscated, that I may be above accusation in my intent to ridicule the heretic out of hell. Make my accusation sure, and give me the strength to ignore all burden of proof upon myself as I accuse. And I know that God will protect me from any consequences of my tactics, because Revelation 13:10 is an enigma, wrapped in a mystery that absolutely has nothing to do with how I, as a saintly, holy Christian, treat the poor, deluded heretics. For when they are wrong, they are accursed no matter what works they do, nor what fruits their works bring forth. For I know, Almighty Nikke, that Jesus Christ would have me judge them by their doctrines. For I know whether they understand his substance, and I know that he will smile on me for inviting people to converse under false pretenses, so that I might shame them for defying the holy triune mystery, to which mystery I am loyal even upon my forehead. And I know, O Nikke, that to concede any point is defeat, and therefore I will never admit that we are or can be. No, I will never admit that any wrong was done in the name of the holy triune God, nor that the Bible says that we are or can be divine, because I know, O goddess of victory, that admitting flaws in my points is weakness, on which weakness thou dost frown. I must be victorious for Jesus Christ, no matter what the infallible Bible from him says about how to do that. And I know, O goddess Nikke, that there was never any error in slaying heretics, that would not bow down to the concept of our great triune God, who is the only divine being. For executing heretics is the path to victory, and this impatient conquest by the sword can surely never lead to being conquered by the sword, because we practice your victory for triune Jesus. And surely any yearly calling of sacred fire down from heaven only supports our victory because it was mentioned in the Bible, even in the book of Revelation, which cannot be altered. For our God is the only being worthy of victory. And surely we shouldn't do business with any who don't worship our triune God, in at least word or deed. Word or deed, yes. Because surely we can only trust those who bear the mark of our holy being, Jesus. Because surely he would want us to love our enemies enough to deprive them of commerce for their sins, so that they might suffer enough to choose victory for Jesus. No, victory in Jesus, yes. And for casting out such demons and imprisoning them for false doctrine and depriving their sick of food, we will surely be honored at the last day. For surely we cast out these heresy demons in the name of Christ for victory, and the real Jesus of the holy infallible Bible will surely tell us, "Well done, thou good and faithful servant." Or rather, I must protect this papacy from any accusations of wrongdoing, for to confess sins of clergy is to betray the holy Jesus. Or rather, I must protect the patristic fathers from any claims of error, for the gates of hell cannot prevail against the church favored by thee, O goddess of victory. We are Christ's Orthodox Church, and the only error that any early church fathers have ever made is to embrace Arianism and true apotheosis, for those rob our triune Jesus of his victory, his absolute victory. Or rather, I cannot betray the Torah. No matter what ancient interpretations of it were, our modern traditions have arisen from an unbroken line, pointing out deviation from the past is whataboutism, yes, to be rejected for victory. Or rather, I cannot say that the prophet Joseph Smith, or the church and its prophets since, or even its bishops, have ever done wrong things, let alone wrong things with which God is angry, for to admit wrongdoing is to fail, and we shall have victory. Pardon the intermission, but yes, I am a Latter-day Saint, but I really don't care for how some people refuse to take the good with the bad. I'm really proud of some apologists and how they handle it. But back to this. I'm really proud of the apologists who actually admit the faults and don't try to claim Joseph Smith was perfect, because he wasn't. Neither was Brigham Young. But the doctrine they taught was true. Moving on. Or rather, we cannot heed this Jeremiah and his warnings about Babylon, because we are favored by God for victory. And because we worship the true God, it matters not if we have a little sin. For Babylon is built on sin, so it can never prevail against God's nation. For we are favored for victory. And we know, O Nikke, that the great spirit Jehovah of Judaism has nothing to do with the great spirit of Native Americans, whose religious obsession with lineage surely has nothing to do with the Hebrew traditions. For the triune God has told us not to believe that there are any sheep in the fold of God outside the old world. For God surely only made human life here because we are too special, and any God who makes many worlds with an atom for each must be smaller and weaker, making many worlds, than our singular triune God Jesus, who leads us to victory. And we know that our triune Jesus in his infinite love will only save those who confess his triune nature in this life, because those who don't confess he is three persons in one being have a tree that looks wrong. So surely its fruit will then be bad. So we know for victory that we must judge this fruit by the appearance of the tree, and not by the fruit itself, because it would not be loving to let people believe in a tree that doesn't honor the mark of triune mystery for victory. That last paragraph is new. It's a little overboard. And I'll admit that I did also add in this paragraph recently, like past few days. But, yeah. That's the prayer of polemicists, worshipping victory over Jesus. Or even Jehovah. Whichever God they have, So, I managed to get it down to 12 minutes. It feels weird. Cardin, I hope you watched this. I hope I was dramatic enough to tell me what I need to do better. I finally tried to do a light so I can not have my face in shadow, because that's messed up. But, yeah. If you guys enjoyed this content, drop a like. And if it angered you, if it angered you because you believe in the Bible and things that people say are from the Bible, maybe you should go back to the Bible itself and cross-reference against this stuff. Because I believe in Bible Jesus, and the Book of Mormon supports it. God bless you all and have a good day.